Dear friends, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Hello, Igor. Hello, Alexei. Okay, guys, now we are going to answer all of your questions. I guess it's going to be fun. So get ready. So give us the feedback. Let's activate the chat and see what you think about it. Let's check your mood. You can fly into the chat and tell us where you're coming from, show how you feel, give us some fire signs too. I see a lot of 10s. The sign of 10 means that the sound and visual quality is good. Now, it's going to be hot today. Italy, Kazakhstan, Estonia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan. A lot of people from Kazakhstan. I see a big team from Kazakhstan here. Germany, Dagestan, France, Armenia, Dagestan, Moldova, Switzerland, Montreal. Even Montreal is here. Very good. Italy, right from the seaside. Perfect. Munich, Madrid, Kazakhstan. Yes, a lot of guys from Kazakhstan. Ukraine, Kryvyi Rog. I see a lot of people from Europe as well. Yamal, Russia, Bashkortostan. Astana, Kazakhstan, Pskov. Yes, a lot of guys from Kazakhstan. Okay. I think there will be plenty of us today here. We're having Emma session today, and we'll try to use this opportunity to answer all of your questions. Whoever sent in your questions, we're going to use that list and answer that question. If we have some time left, we'll go through the chat questions as well. Before I give the virtual microphone to Alexei, because most of the questions will be addressed to him, the technical questions and so on, I will, of course, do my best to add what I can. But first, I would like to use this opportunity and share some information with you, newish information. In fact, I will remind you that we have launched a mega giveaway very soon. By the end of this week, we're going to have a lot of new materials about that, because we prepared a photo session with the car. A lot of new people came in and saw that it's something real that you can touch, something that has been paid for, and still nobody can believe their eyes when they look at this car and they don't believe that we're going to give away the car. We are going to give away that car. Somebody's going to get it and keep it, and I'm burning inside to see how the lucky winner will get the keys to that car. And some people in our media channels have seen that already, that a lot of people are buying up all the tickets to be closer to the chance of winning this car. That is why some people are buying 20, 30, 50, and even 100, even 200 tickets. So people are buying it up, realizing that there is a great chance. The more tickets you buy, the bigger is the chance. Even if you don't win Lamborghini, you can have a chance to win somebody other great valuable gifts from $300 to $3,000 worth each. So these are really valuable goodies out there. It's not like, you know, refrigerator magnets or pens or notebooks. No, this is serious giveaway. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, if you want to win something and try your luck, please participate. Everything is done through Huracan Top game, where you can buy the ticket, unlimited number of tickets. If all of a sudden you have problems with a ticket purchase, you go to the tech support, they can rectify it for you, and all of your tickets will be in your personal cabinet. This is the first important announcement, and please deliver this information to the maximum number of your friends, because this way you can attract more community to yourself, because out of 100 people, if somebody buys the ticket, somebody will win for sure. And then you will get this words of thanks that you allowed a person to buy a ticket for $50 and win something that costs $400,000. This is the first thing. Second thing, equally important, because this giveaway is going to be organized somewhere. So on December 15th, we're going to host a big event. We're already preparing it. We see how big an event it will be. And I guess somebody can try to imagine it, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. You're going to be surprised every step of the way. Starting from the entrance to that event, you'll already be surprised what awaits you there and how it is going to be arranged. That is why December 15th, you're highly recommended to be there. But we have only 1,000 seats, and already tickets are being bought up, especially VIP tickets. Almost half of VIP tickets have been bought up. We still have some time left to buy a good seat there. And additionally, also get it at a low price, because as of beginning of October, the price is going to be raised. So you still have half a month of September to buy a ticket yourself and recommend it to your friends, because it's going to be unforgettable with the global news announced there, global launches, real cool announcements, and the giveaway itself. I mean, we're giving away a car for $400,000 right there. Secondly, we're going to launch the quickest blockchain in the world, and we were shooting a video in that car dealership, and our partner told me, now I realize why you selected Lamborghini, because you have the quickest blockchain in the world. You want to buy the quickest car in the world. That's true. Our blockchain, in fact, is going to be much quicker than Lamborghini, because transactions take just fractions of a second, quicker than instantaneous. That's why the launch of blockchain is going to happen on December 15th. And thirdly, we're going to celebrate the first anniversary of the company. This is something you never forget. First anniversary is going to be large scale for sure. So I personally give you this recommendation. I know what it's like, because I've organized such events many times. It's going to be to top them all. So you have my hottest recommendations. There is a web page where you can read the agenda. We're going to have a safari for 400 people, for 1,000 people out there in the desert, full catering, drinks and food. It's on the 14th and 16th. There will be a limited number available for VIP yachting. It's a more closed event for 100 people. So please buy up tickets, and I'll see you at the yacht. There we'll have more closed community and communication. We'll be able to discuss their most sensitive issues and answer the questions that you really have to ask us. So this is the most important thing that we have now. On the parallel with that, we're preparing all other services. We're updating the existing applications. Our team's working 24/7, never leaving their monitors. They're working wherever they are. We keep our working phone with us. So we keep working all the time. That is why we do everything for you, to make sure that you find it interesting, you find it comfortable to work with these products and services that we release one step at a time. Today, we're going to touch upon many technical issues, and we'll talk about our products as well. Most important thing for you to remember, there is a giveaway and the event. These are the events, these are the things that you have to focus on now. And another thing, the one big piece of this business is the dissemination of DEX nodes, and a lot of interesting people are connecting to us. Very soon you will see yourself. I don't need to explain it any further, and take my word for it. A lot of things are done behind the scene by the company DEXNET, because we have been focused in the first period. When we're starting this campaign, we were mostly focused on operational things. Now we're looking much broader than that, and we're prepared to scale it up and harness the bigger clients, and we are going to showcase it to you very soon. So we're doing a lot of work on that side as well, and very soon we're going to have we're going to close big deals, and this is yet another thing where you shouldn't relax too much, because our main task is to disseminate as many DEX nodes as possible all over the world, all over the globe. This is indeed very important, and this is something that I wanted to share with you in the very beginning. And next, let's give the floor to Alexei. Let him tell us what he, let him try to answer that long list of questions that we have received, and then we'll take your questions from the chat. Alexei, over to you now. If you get tired, just pass the mic to me. Okay, agreed. Thank you, Igor. I guess it'll take an hour and a half. It's unlikely that it will take us for 1 hour. Maybe we'll even have to use it up to 2 hours. So make yourself a cozy tea or coffee, and let's do it. We'll first go through the list of questions and then take some questions in the chat. I'm going to voice or read out the questions one at a time, the way they ended up in the Google Doc form. Victor from Warsaw is asking the question, is it possible that once a month, Alexei Kido would tell us about the new products of the company and the prospects of the company development? On the one hand, it is possible, Victor. On the other, we would still want to tell you not what we are working on at the moment, but rather to surprise you. Because when we enter absolutely empty on the market, when we don't have DEX nodes or services, we are forced to tell what we are working about. But now when we already have DEX nodes, when we already have some services on hand, it's too late now to try to prove somebody to somebody. It makes more sense, I guess, to first prepare a new service, test it in a closed group, then make a market announcement. And this way we make everybody happy. It would be better instead of keeping people on the edge. They would be waiting for the release or something. But generally speaking, when we talk about the prospects, it's either people understand or not, no matter how we tell you. Because I read some of the questions here that were sent by people. To be honest, I didn't go deeper there. I just scanned some of the questions, and some of the questions, guys, it's shameful for me to read them out. I will read them out, but those people who asked them look to be too far away from this matter. And no matter how you tell those people about our prospects, they will never hear you. So it's better to take our time, move forward, scale up. Those people who find it interesting, they will get attached to it. Those who don't get engaged, it's their choice. Anyway, now we have selected a strategy that we'll get together every Tuesday. We're fully open. We tell about everything the way it is. Maybe it's not totally good. Maybe it's better to have an intrigue of some sort here and not tell all the secrets. Next question comes from Mikhail Moscow. What function is performed by DEXNode? Why first blocks had such huge giveaways when DEX nodes didn't perform any commercial functions? Let's separate this question into two parts. First part is the blocks and why the first block had many tokens distributed and less and less. And the second part of the question about commercial functions. Now by the first part of the question. What is happening now, guys, is, I will repeat once again, it's not the beginning of the business. The business will really take off when among the DEX nodes, those tokens will be distributed, which we as a company will earn from selling the services. So 40% of all those tokens are going to be distributed among all the holders of DEX nodes. That's when the real business will start. The more service users will have, the more will be the income in tokens. Now, to be honest with you, it's just an airdrop. We just distribute tokens simply because the second part, the commercial function of the DEX nodes hasn't started yet, but we need to maintain you motivated. That's why we did this airdrop with the distribution of tokens starting from block 13. We're going to launch that function that I mentioned previously, and then it's going to be more fun. And now about the commercial functions of the DEX nodes. So far, we haven't launched our memory cloud. We have launched the test version. 50 people were involved there as a testing ground. and we received some feedback from them, and we are chasing out the bugs from the system. That's what we do. So we have plans after we chase out all the bugs from the cloud. We'll launch it into a larger scale beta testing, and then we'll attach the corporate sector as well. Sergey is asking next question from Sergey from Chernovtsi. The notes are coming quite slowly from online network. What the team is planning to do to scale up the node delivery? Actually, we are quite happy with the delivery time now. Of course, we want to have more, but with a bigger number of DEX nodes in the network and a bigger number of clients, we'll have bigger pressure or load on the system. And now we have entered the final stage of shaping it up. When you still help us with your feedback how to improve stuff and then scale it up. To be honest with you, if we all of a sudden have 1 million clients coming in, or 1 million DEX nodes will be sold out and installed, it will be much, much more difficult for us to handle such volume, because the number of feedback that we'll receive would be such intense that we physically won't be able to process it and improve things that we still have time to focus on at the moment. That's why the pace we have chosen is perfect for us. At the same time, we are preparing other marketing programs to activate it later on. One will be able to accept bigger loads. Iskander from Antalya is asking the next question. In your roadmap, you have 4 projects. DEX Mobile I'm already actively using DEX Mobile, me and my family and my friends. Are you planning to release new projects anytime soon? Do you have any ideas about that? So that's first part of the question. I will answer it first. Thank you, Iskander, for your feedback. We have plenty of ideas, that's for sure. If we had more time, we would have implemented them all. But now we are already testing the next service. I'm revealing a new secret for you. This is a closed testing, but nobody even knows what kind of service it is. After the testing will be over, we'll release that information. Again, on December 15th, we'll make the announcement. Yes, we're doing it with enough leeway and time. But of course, there can be a situation when the plans can change, the priorities of different services can shift further on. And so maybe we decided it's not logical to do this, and we change priorities for different services. So the right strategy would be to make the announcement when we are ready to make the announcement. And the second part of the question from Iskander, maybe it's time for you to start thinking about the distributed networks and the issue of competition for Telegram and WhatsApp. This way, you can eliminate some of the things which violate the law. Yes, Iskander, there are other things attached to it, and the situation with Telegram has highlighted some of the issues that we need to be mindful about and to configure them differently. So thank you for your advice. Moving on. Anonymous question. A person didn't leave his signature there. So are you planning when you're going to do DEX background to use the same email in all the pipes to protect even further all the users from the big brother? I will talk about DEX background later on, but I will make a remark that the exchange of email is actual violation of the law, because each smartphone or cell phone has its own identifier. When you import an iPhone or cell phone to the country, and the changing of the email number is a criminally prosecuted crime. So when we'll start selling DEX phones, we won't be able to change email. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. There are other ways. Yes, there are much easier ways to make it correctly. So it's wrong to attack the law directly from this side. Let's move to the next question. The question comes from Hungary. A person is named Zilva. Are you planning to have your DEXNet chain a separate function that will allow third-party users to sell NFT? Are you going to have a market for NFTs? Yes, we're going to do it one step at a time. First, we'll launch the blockchain that will cover the vital functions of DEXNet here and now, because we need it to cover some of our needs, and then we'll start to develop it further, including NFT transactions. One company is going to pay rewards to the validators, and in what period are you going to pay this share? On 15th of December, we're going to launch the mainnet. From testnet, we're going to start the mainnet, and that's when the real transactions will start, and the funds are going to be credited to validators. Next question comes from Vitaly. I'm curious when you're going to release updates for Android, including DexSafe maps and Dexion DexNet. Yes, guys, here we're having a very big improvement. Let's call it like this. The main idea, number one, is that we are adding new maps. We're not going to have only the map that we have now, but other maps with KYC, the cards with KYC, and those cards are going to cover Google Pay and Huawei Pay and many other platforms. Now about Huracan. How do I put it correctly? Anyway, with Huracan, we are actively working on this, and we were thinking hard whether to suspend Huracan for a few weeks and do all this maintenance work there and then release it, or do it live, not to stop the wheel which has started moving. We decided to do it on the move, live. Generally speaking, by the end of September, we're going to chase out all the bugs from Huracan. But please don't take my word for it, because there might be some shifts in the deadlines anyway. Guys, I'm not going to pay attention to the chat yet. First, we'll take the questions from the phone. So if you're asking some questions now in the chat, in the context of my answers, I won't be able to attach them to what I'm saying now. So either you don't write anything to the chat, or if you're writing a question, please write a full question in the context, so that after 45 minutes or an hour from now, when I return to chat questions, I'll be able to correctly answer it. Yuri is asking next question from Germany. Which messenger, according to your practice, is the safest in terms of the leaks of information and third parties tapping it, so that it can work and be paired with our eSIMs? To be honest, to answer your question, that would be Discord messenger with your personal server. All other messengers have a lot of leakage, let's put it this way, or no guarantees. Vladimir is asking next question. I'm curious about quick algorithms like machine learning, neural network, genetic algorithm, and fuzzy logic. Most of them require big data. Deep learning requires big database. Deep learning will be used for database, but machine learning, will it be also applied? No, it's my personal position. Neuron network, AI, and everything else, the DEXNet has all this for all these things. When you're doing machine learning on the server and you're developing a neuron network which is growing on the server, it is relatively safe, because it starts going in the wrong direction. Then you simply switch off your server from the power supply line or from internet, and this way you will kill the AI. But if it starts developing in the DEXNet network, it's inconceivable what it can lead to. I realize what AI and neuronic networks are all about, and I'm already afraid. Try to imagine what happens in the heads of those people who are developing them. We really underappreciate everything which is going on with the machine learning at the moment. I see too big a threat in it to lose any kind of control over it. Mikhail is asking next question from Moscow. Will the modern quantum computers be able to decode blockchain of DEXNet? Because there are very few things that can sustain the decoding of quantum computers. As far as I understand from computers, quantum computers can do crazy things, which all other united data centers existing in the world won't be able to do. And trust me, if there will be a quantum computer in the world, not within a lab, but within other confines, that it's the end of the world. We can basically bury all blockchains. Try to imagine what will happen if seed phrases will be selected for all blockchains. Then the whole technology can be buried here and now. So I'm really so I don't think that it will happen. But then if it will happen, then it will be life before and after the invention of quantum computer. Mikhail is asking next question. So spare parts are coming from which countries, and can they stop supplying you with spare parts? In theory, anything can happen in the world. Generally speaking, some components are coming from China, other components are coming from, I forget the name of the country. I mean, the country where all the computer chips are made. So it all comes to Dubai. Taiwan. Yes, Taiwan. So something comes from Taiwan, but again, through China. And eventually it all ends up in Dubai. That's where it is assembled. We have a number of other logistical centers where components are coming and we do the assembly. But generally speaking, we have built the architecture of DEXnodes in such a way so that if something happens, we can quickly react to the shortage of supply. If we're short of some supplies, we can order them in from other suppliers easily. So the architecture itself has been selected in such a way that we are quite flexible. Anything can happen in theory. Another issue is how we're going to react to that, and we are quite flexible in our response. Next question, Sergey from Sevastopol. Why DEXFREEDOM is interested only in the expansion of partnership network and the sale of DEXnodes, and not in the promotion of services, because services would be the main money maker. So here we are having a May session with DEXNET and not DEXFREEDOM. So please talk about DEXNET. Generally speaking, we have a number of companies who are promoting our technology in the world. And I think it would be wrong and unfair if we discuss one company and ignore others. So let's talk about DEXNET today only. Services now. At this moment, DEX mobile SIM cards cost more expensively than the average market price. You wouldn't believe when we see a lot of screenshots which prove that we are much lower in price than the average market price. How are you planning to compete with other crypto services? We're not competing with them. We're totally separate from them. Those people who don't understand, who need just SIM card, you're welcome. Sometimes we're much less expensive. I understand the security of encryption, but it's for the clients who are into dark business. I wouldn't agree with you. We are not into dark business with Igor, but at the same time, I don't want some of my information to be used against me. Regular tourists buy it where it is cheaper and easier to buy. I agree. Question number 2 about DEX Cloud. Again, we're not more expensive than average price on the market for DEX Cloud. It's a different thing. You know, we're totally separate from the market. If we compare DEX Cloud to Google Disk, there's a totally two different things. There's no comparison at all. At the same time, we realize that some people, like you, Sergey, are going to compare it. That's why initially at DEX Cloud, we're going to give the same pricing as average on the market so that people could test it, see how it works, and then make their educated choice and see the difference. Milan is asking the next question. Hello. How do you develop the cooperation with a team from India? Very well. Are they involved in the promotion of the technology and dissemination of DEXnodes? Of course, they're starting. Earlier, you talked about development companies who are going to install DEXnodes in big development projects. Oh, Milana, this is a huge story. Yes, there are plans like this, but there are nuances, and we're in technical negotiations and introducing some technical changes to approach this new contingent, not only developing companies, but that's not the subject matter of today's discussion. Generally speaking, when we talk to development companies in our technology see the possibility to increase their own income. That's it. They're not interested in anything else. I understand them as business persons, but on the other hand, this is not really correlated with what DEXNET is looking for. I'll try to explain. Try to imagine a situation when a development company comes and says, I want to buy 1,000 DEX nodes. Okay, no problem. But the problem is that 1,000 DEX nodes owned by a single owner. Nobody wants to share these DEX nodes with the buyers of the apartments. The development companies who we negotiated with, they want to keep those tokens. Why? To sell them on the exchange. But it's not profitable for us. Instead of getting 1,000 loyal clients who will be using the services, who will be spending tokens and services, will get 1,000 DEX nodes owned by a single entity that will put pressure on the price on the exchange, and this way driving the price down. Nobody wants this, but we already have a solution for that. We have a strategy. That is why Igor started in the beginning of our today's webinar and said that we already have a strategy how to sell big batches of DEX nodes at the state level, but we'll describe it to you a bit later. It will be a new qualitative stage in the development of DEXNET. Iskander is asking the next question from Antalya. When are you planning to update your white paper? Because DEXSafe is mentioned for the first quarter of 2025, but it's already released. And I, as many other people from my recommendation, are using this software. Yes, there are things to change and update and reconfigure in the white paper, including the 13th block. Yes, thank you for your advice. We're going to update it. Viktor Myslinski is asking next question from Warsaw. Is there already a proposal to sell DEX nodes for development companies? Yes, I've answered this question before. There's no sense to repeat myself. Irina from Горячие Ключи. Alexei, hello. I come from Ukraine, but in 2014 we moved to Russia. I know that you were the developer, and she describes one company. Irina, you start with a full statement, and then based on that full statement, you develop your question further. But I've never been the founder of that company that you mentioned in your question. So it makes no sense to read it any further. I was a distributor. For those people who didn't know, yes, I had a network experience when I was a distributor in a network company. And to some reason unknown, Irina thought it was my company, although I was not even the biggest client of that company. Next question from Irina. Tell me, please, if the mobile communication is so much protected, don't we give protection to dark people as well? Again, another question about dark people to do their dark crimes, like terrorists and other bad people. Maybe it's a silly question, but people keep asking. You know, recently I saw a great photo when the banned terrorist organization is traveling all over the city, riding Toyota pickups. This is the same your question. If we address Toyota with the same question, aren't you afraid that terrorists will use your pickup trucks? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. This is the same question can be addressed to the manufacturers of, I don't know, kitchen knives. That kitchen knife can be used to kill people. It can be, but on the first question we need to ask, what is the ultimate purpose of creating the technology? We create this technology for light-hearted people who will use it for the best betterment of mankind. Is it really ensured that some dark people, as you say, are going to use it? Or the same question can be addressed to the company Apple. Don't you think terrorists are not using iPhones? Of course they are. So I don't know whether it answers your question or not. And the third question you're asking, in one of the videos that I found on the internet, it says that the technology is supported by Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't even know about this technology. It's the same as I'm the owner of the company that you mentioned. people keep asking this question without understanding. I don't know how to answer them. I will tell you about Elon Musk. At the very beginning, we had a partnership with Swarm. Swarm is the division of SpaceX. SpaceX belongs to Elon Musk. That was the only connection. There is no further connections with Elon Musk. I've never met him personally. There's a question whether DEXNET is going to work without Starlink. It's already not working with Starlink. Guys, don't mix Starlink with Swarm. These are two different things, and we have abandoned Swarm for quite a while now. Okay, I will mention this because many people might find it interesting, especially Irina is mentioning that she's asked this question by the people initially. How did we launch our DEXNODE? We installed Swarm chip in our DEXNODEs to unite them into a single network. After we united DEXNODEs with Swarm chips, based on those DEXNODEs, we started the core of the mobile operator. And all other DEXNODEs were united through GSM standards, connecting them through the basic stations of telecom operators. Therefrom, we gave birth to DEX Mobile because we were not planning to develop mobile communication, but because we're using decentralized mobile communication. Eventually, it became decentralized. So we decided why not to provide it to our users. We abandoned Swarm because it's a centralization point. Tomorrow, SpaceX decides to shut down their Swarm division or do something else about it or stop their cooperation agreement with us, and that would close our business. That's why it was a vulnerability point for us that we wanted to cancel. Okay, guys, about marketing companies, I'm going to skip because we're talking about DEXNET today, not about marketing companies. A question from Italy. Yulia is asking a question from Italy. At the end of September, I'm going home from Italy to Moldova. Italy, Austria, Hungary, Romania. I would like to test eSIM card with all the above mentioned countries. Maybe it would be great to get in touch with one of the tech support guys to solve the questions. She left her email and the telephone number here. How would I recommend you to do about this? Choose the SIM card with a tariff that covers that region, because you can get global coverage or regional coverage. The less is the coverage, the less expensive will be the traffic for you, the amount of information that you buy. So please look at what region you'll be crossing and get that SIM card for that region. Unfortunately, it would be incorrect for me to give you direct contacts of tech support guys, but you can address our tech support during working hours and we'll help you with that. I expect no real disconnections in your communication. If you're planning to go from Italy after installing the SIM card, if you see that you're online, it works well, you can easily go to Hungary, Moldova, and the SIM card, even during the movement, will automatically change the stations. You'll observe how it happens. It's fun. I personally and my business partners and program developers who were testing this communication, they've been to different places, even in outer sea. Not everywhere, of course. Whenever there was some communication, they were always connected. So don't be afraid that you are not going to be connected. Vasily from Lviv, from Ukraine, is asking next question. I'm happy about the growth of DEXNET along with others. Yes, thank you, Vasily. We're also happy about it. Let's hope that it will continue, but under one condition. If there is demand for the main service, cloud storage, I disagree with you, actually, Vasily, because cloud storage is just one of the services. I would even say that it's not the main service. Trust me, we have many other things living on our DEXNODEs, not only cloud storage. One question, why still that cloud storage is not operational yet? Because we have launched the test when we had a big event for tens of thousands of people. I don't remember how many guys were there. And then we gave away a number of test keys, and some people entered that test group. We received some feedback from them, and there were some bugs to chase out, and it's too early, it's too raw as a technology based on those tests to release that product. So it will happen a bit later. Where's that long promised line of clients? It's also there. Why aren't they using this service? I already answered that question. Question number 3, if 1,000 DEXNODEs was not enough, for the testing? No, it was not small enough for the testing. Then why DEX nodes memory size from 2 terabytes was reduced to 1 terabyte? I will explain. There are two parts of this technology, the hardware and software part. The software part is API key, which is sold by marketing companies. The hardware part is the actual physical DEX node that you buy on DEX node DEXNET.1. So the reduction of the internal memory from 2 terabytes to 1 terabyte allowed us to reduce the cost of the hardware, which allowed us to bring in the DEX nodes with the lowest customs clearance duty. And in some countries don't even have to pay any customs duties for that. It was done specifically for that. Next thing. It was done not to raise the price of DEX nodes, because memory chips have their pricing has increased more than threefold. At the same time, we increased the price. We started with what, 1,500? Now it says 1,645 for the whole complex hardware software complex. That's why we have had to reduce it from 2 terabytes to 1 terabyte, not to increase significantly the price. The fourth question, is it going to happen that focusing mostly on marketing, again, you have a false statement? Because I'm mostly focused on the technical part, not the marketing. Marketing is the responsibility of 3 marketing companies who are dealing with the promotion of the technology, and not, so I continue reading the question, not the development of the main product. You are doomed to end up like many previous companies, as you say, like Google, Apple. What do you mean? They keep working. Okay, moving on. Yegor from Lysychansk is asking next question. Can we connect DEXPoint directly from LAN? In theory, yes, if your Android device has LG45 port that allows it to be connected to LAN, if there is no Wi-Fi. And can I connect DEXPoint to another transmitting Wi-Fi smartphone? The traffic consumption will start only when the cell phone is connected to Wi-Fi, or in your case to the LAN, and when it is connected to the power source. Now there will be no traffic at all. Maybe some test traffic when we're testing the cloud. We are launching sometimes test files for testing, and sometimes in some DEX nodes they see some traffic, but it's not client's traffic, it's testing traffic. DEXPoint has been created to dump the main part of the cloud of DEXNET and use it as an additional backup cloud. What I mean here is that when the container is collected, all 5 copies are downloaded simultaneously. And if your throughput capacity of your device during the throughput is higher than the summary throughput capacity of all those DEX nodes from which the download is done, to expedite it, some additional downloading is going to be done from DEXPoint. This way, increasing the download speed, but it will happen when we'll release the full-fledged memory cloud. Now, no traffic is used by DEXPoint, with the rare exception of some test files that we send to the cloud. Mikhail Yurevich is asking the next question. DEXPoint has a diagram of the reduction of the income. That's the question. Is there a diagram for the reduction of the income in DEXPoint? No, we don't have such. Or every month there is same amount credited. Yes, same amount credited every month. Vasily Skirova is asking, how can you prove that a file in DEX Cloud is stored on DEX nodes and not single NAS server for 1,000 terabytes? One NAS storage for 1,000 terabytes is going to cost crazy money, and we'll need, what, 8 such storages. This is the first explanation. Secondly, we don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. It's just that the option that you're suggesting here, by definition, it's illogical. It would be simpler to launch a file into the cloud instead of installing a server for 1 petabyte here. Actually, it would be interesting for me to understand how much NAS server for 1 petabyte is going to cost. Next question. How can I convince our clients that it's not all fake? Speak about it yourself. How can a client understand that all your files are split up into parts? I will understand how to understand it, but how to trust, believe in it, that's a different story. First, you need to read how the technology works, and we can even help you with that a bit later, together with the release of the cloud on GitHub. We're going to place some of our files with the codes, and you'll be able to test it and see how, generally speaking, we're encrypting them, how we split them into containers, into fragments, and so on. Next, Andrei Yegoriev is asking the next question. Where can I read the description of a DEX node architecture, including the hardware type, processor type, and software used for it? You can read about it on DEXNET.1 and on white paper. Which operational system is driving your DEX node? It's Armbian. Next, how do you update the software of DEXNode automatically? DEXNode automatically gets the updates from the main cloud when we release it. What will happen if the update is installed incorrectly or other bugs might appear in the software? How to correct it if there is no way to correct it? Through tech support, because there were occasions like that when something happened to the DEXNode. Our specialists through SSH were connecting themselves to DEXNode, and if something more complicated happened, like an error, then we replaced those DEXNodes free of charge. We had such situations at the initial inception stage in the first 1,000 DEXNodes. Later, no problems like that, and our DEXNodes work highly stably. Last week, if I remember correctly, we received a certificate from ISO about International Standardization Organization. So trust us, we are quite strong and stable about that. Question number 4 from Andrei. Why there is no possibility to store additional keys to restore the DEX node in case of its loss? Which keys, what keys are stored? Those are API keys which you integrate through personal cabinet of DEXNET.1. I think closer to the launch of the blockchain, we'll prepare both the documents on blockchain and how to work with the DEX nodes and how to get connected to them, how to see the dashboard on DEX nodes and other things. All these instructions will be prepared for you. Oh, there are many questions. Question number 6 from Andrei. With the operational blockchain, I'm sure there will be some hacking attacks on, even if they even happen on in testnet, for them trying to hack validators and others. What are you doing to prevent it from happening? You know, guys, to tell you exactly how we're protecting ourselves in live, in the recording, it's quite hazardous. It's like telling thieves what kind of locks are installed in our doors and which doors. I think it would be foolish and wrong thing to give you exact description. After the launch of blockchain, which resources will be available to monitor the blockchain and validating DEX nodes in particular? I'm specifically interested how we can verify transactions for Explorer dashboards and others. Andrei, in fact, in the same place where you can do it now, you can enter the site DEXNETchain.com, and from there, you can go to subdomain of Explorer, DEXNETchain.com. You will see all the transactions. It's like regular blockchain observer. Next question from Andrei. Would the income of validator depend on the size of the staking? No. It was mentioned that to become a validator, you need 30,000 tokens in staking. That's right. If I put in 40,000 tokens, well, can it affect anything? No, it will not affect anything. We don't have such a mechanism that the more tokens you put into staking, being a validator, the higher is the income as a validator. No, we're using consensus that allows absolutely all DEX nodes simultaneously divide 90% from all the commissions on transactions. 10% will go to the Genesis wallet. 90% will be distributed among all DEX nodes who during the transaction were online. I'm talking about validation nodes, of course. Question number 9. In what way the third-party owner of DEX node can validate the tokens bought at the exchange, and which income they will get out of it, and which income will be garnered by the validator? We don't have such an option, I can tell you right away. 10th question, have you done independent security audits, and have you checked the performance of the device, and can we read the results? I guess the best audit, Andre, is what we have to bear every day under DDoS attacks. It's become like a rule. Some people find it super interesting. You can't even imagine how much money would it cost to organize a DDoS attack such much. So the testing, the field testing and attempts to jailbreak into our technology is much more fun than any independent audits and so on. We are more focused on that. Moreover, I see a lot of other questions like proof that it is like this, proof like that. There will be another question. There will be some independent audit, and there will be next question, prove that they're really independent or something like that. It can continue incessantly. Next, question number 12. Will there be a test net of DEXNet where you can test the performance of the device? We already have it. Question number 13, can we get access to the node management interface or API, or it can be done only through DEXNet application? What happens if it's on the fritz? It will be working through DEXNet application. A bit later we'll do the API, because you're not the first person asking this question, and I'm sure there will be other more convenient and interesting applications to manage the interface through API developed by third-party developers. Question number 14, which logs and metrics are collected by the device for the diagnostics and monitoring? Can we affect somehow to improve these indicators? You know, we collect a lot of information about the operation of our DEX node, but this is closed internal information. Next, question number 15, which cryptographic protocols and standards are used to ensure security for data transfer? AES, a standard protocol for 256-bit encryption key. Next, Iskander from Antalya is asking next question. I cannot order the card because I'm told that there's some technical work and service temporarily unavailable. When we'll be able to get at least virtual cards? Yes, Iskander, very soon. There are things that depend not only on us. That's why we want to add more cards to make sure that we won't have such problems in future. Next question, on the 6th of July, I sent Litecoin on balance. I can see it in Explorer on site and on the wallet that I've sent it from, but on DEXSafe, I see balance is 0. In the transaction, it says that received, but around the symbol, it's like the symbol of processing. As a result, on balance, there's nothing I can do with the site. I've mentioned it twice. Should I get in touch with the tech support? Iskander, try to update the application. If it's on Android, try to update the application. It will be gone, I guess. So if it's not solved after that, then send the question to the tech support. Maybe it's highly individual. Sergey from Cherepavtsy is asking next question. I have connected DEXSafe, but I don't have promo code. How do I get it? Which amount do I need to put it there? You know, with the DEXSafe, we're changing the architecture, and the system of integration with marketing companies is being redone now. That is why we're going to remove that partnership program that was originally inbuilt into DEXSafe, and when we'll fully delegate it to marketing companies. So with the DEXSafe, we are working hard on that, and soon we're going to roll out its new update. Because of the same reason, we switched off the marketing program in DEX Mobile, because there is integration with the partnership companies. Svetlana is asking next question. No, a bit higher. Yes, Svetlana is asking next question. Tell us, please, when are you planning to release the card for Android? Svetlana, just yesterday, we signed an agreement with a bank. We'll receive API, test API from them, then we'll integrate it, then we'll get final API will update it and it will be openly available. How much time it will take, it's hard to answer because there are always nuances along the way. But generally speaking, it will happen this year for sure. Next, Alexander Spomer is asking next question. Hello, Alexei and Igor. I transferred from my old wallet, Matic coins and IC Polygon to my CryptoSafe. CryptoSafe works on 2 cell phones. I can see it on Android, but not on my iPhone. It shows zeros there. What can I do about that? To make sure that my iPhone will show my coins as well. Alexander, try to update it. If it doesn't help, then let's try to solve it through the tech support. Lily is asking next question from Ukraine. My question is about DEXSafe wallet. First, I need to buy a Visa card, so can I do it without purchase and transfer coins from bot? Of course, you can do it without the purchase. I've watched a lot of videos, but unfortunately, there's no detailed instruction for rookies like myself how to properly register DEXSafe. Leila, the best situation is to go to the person who recommended this company and technology and the DEXSafe itself. And that person, I'm sure, knows how to do that. They will take you by hand and show it to you one step at a time. But you need to understand that the crypto wallet and the crypto card are 2 absolutely different entities, not linked to each other in any way, with the exception that from crypto wallet, you can send something to the balance of crypto card. So if you want to withdraw something to DEXSafe, do it without any second thought, independent of whether you have card or not. Dexambai from Kazakhstan is asking next question. December 10th, 2024, with the updated application of DEXSafe, I've updated my Android. In DEXSafe on the main page, there's DMC without the button of activation. How can I activate it? Yes, Dexambai, this is the stage of integration of our blockchain into DEXSafe. The main idea is that our blockchain in DEXSafe is going to be included by default. For instance, now when you enter DEXSafe by default, your DEXNET token wallet is already activated on BEP20, and you can connect other blockchains as well. As of the full-fledged integration of DMC into DEXSafe, it's going to be active by default as well. You'll see it in general list, but there won't be an option to activate or deactivate it. Oleg from Uzbekistan is asking next question. The crypto card works. Does crypto card work in Uzbekistan? Yes, it must work in Uzbekistan as well. It should work. Please check it yourself and provide your feedback to us, because the card does work only with the sanctioned countries. As far as I know, Uzbekistan is not under any sanctions, so it must work there, no problems. Another important thing about a crypto card, because this card is without KYC verification, it doesn't have a function to block demands. This function is used almost by all gas stations. So when you go to the gas stations, you won't be able to pay the bill there because the gas stations don't write it off. They block it for a certain period of time. Only later they write it off. Svetlana is asking next question. Hello. I did a withdrawal because I didn't know. I didn't know that I shouldn't have done it. Okay. What should I do not to lose money invested into DEX nodes? Svetlana, if you're on Zoom now, please specify, because I don't understand. You did the withdrawal. You withdrew what from where? I don't understand why you were writing that you did know that it shouldn't have been done. Well, if you did a withdrawal, it works, then it's good, right? Now I get less tokens, although my DEX node is connected to the network. I need specifications, Svetlana. If you are online, please specify your question, because I don't understand what you mean by that. I withdrew it from the wallet on DEXSafe. Still don't understand. But I don't know what to do next because the card doesn't work. Please specify your question, Svetlana. It's hard for me to answer this. Valeria is asking next question. In my DEXSafe, I have TON coin. I put it there for storage, but I wanted to make one transaction. I couldn't withdraw TON from DEXSafe. One will be the possibility to change the password on DEXNET.1 and to install two-factor authentication. To answer your second part of the question, yes, we have such ideas. when we're going to implement it, we'll make the announcement. As far as for the first part of your question, go to the DEX support, send them your screenshots. Tatiana is asking next question. Hello, Alexei. First question. Yesterday, I couldn't transfer TON from DEXSafe to another wallet. I couldn't send the coins. It says that they've been withdrawn, but they don't go anywhere. Yes, we are aware of this problem. With the update, it will be rectified for sure. Next question. Because of the arrest of Paul Durov, who doesn't want to cooperate with the secret police and share information, do you have an understanding of this risk? How do you insure yourself from that risk? Yes, we have an understanding. There is a fear that DEXNET technology can be used for dark crimes, again, some dark crimes like gun running, drug trafficking, and terrorism. How can you make sure that this technology serves the good only? Okay, let's talk about Paul Durov, why it's happening. It's not the question of that Pavel Durov doesn't want to cooperate with Secret Service or police. It's just that Pavel Durov has access to absolutely all of your communications, and there is a way for him to use Telegram channels as a mass media and inform the population, global population, about something. That's what they're fighting about. The second thing, and about the first thing, they want to exercise full control over it, because there's technical means to do that. In the DEXNET technology, there is no technical means to do that. To get access to the data stored in our cloud, you need to get access to the cell phone or laptop of the person who uploaded that data. There is no way around it. That's how the technology is arranged. That's why we shouldn't be asked these questions, or rather, it's the person who uploaded that information. It's like uploading information on the external hard drive or memory stick. When you record some information there and keep it stored on the memory stick, and to get access to that information, you need to get that memory stick and the code from the person who uploaded it there, and not go to the manufacturer of that memory stick, give us like access keys or something. But with Pavel Durov, he does have this access keys. That's why he is being hunted for. Next, Irina is asking next question. Because of the situation with Pavel Durov and understanding that our technology is stifling those people who might find it wrong, haven't you thought about the security yourself? You won't believe me, it was day one. Alexei asked my team lead, are you sure we want to enter the market with that? Because I want to live calmly. Take my word for it that we do everything the way, so that the external influence on me or our developers wouldn't ever lead to the initial secret agenda of those people who want to affect us. Actually, it's a very good example with Torrent. You know, the developer of Torrent lives in Switzerland. He is a dollar multi-billionaire officially, and you can Google for him in Wikipedia, for instance, who is the developer of Torrent. You can't imagine what a huge brouhaha created this technology. But he keeps on living. Nobody bothers him, because there is no way for him to delete all the information of Torrent or switch it off. That's how the technology is arranged. And our technology is arranged in the same way, on the similar principle. Please take care of yourself. This is my wish affects is true about the whole team. You're too valuable for us. Yes, thank you, Irina. I also asked the question about the phone. It's a similar question. Our technology of protected information, does it protect also dark crimes like gun running, drug trafficking? Well, our technology doesn't protect dark crimes. Our technology just exists. And we don't know who will be using it and for what purpose. In the same manner as a car, we don't know who is going to use a car. Like terrorists, don't you think they are driving cars? But doesn't mean that the car manufacturers should shut down their factories. We should fight terrorism, not the means that they use. Next, this is a flip side of the coin. Or is there some protection from that? No, there is no protection, because we don't know what people are storing there. Like, for instance, not everybody can get to the platform, for instance. Thank you for your technology. Thank you for this great cause that we all do together. I see and understand how greatly the world needs your technology. Yes, I fully agree with you, Irina. Next question, Dmitry. Hello, Alexei and Igor. My question is about Hurricane Tap. If you think it's a silly question, skip it. After the reboot of Hurricane Tap, I connected my wallet. I wanted to put in the seed phrase, and after the seed phrase, my wallet opened up, but now I have zero DMC tokens. At the presentation of DMC Mobile, you said that if the seed phrase is erroneously introduced, then a new wallet is generated. It's quite a strange decision. I could have been mistaken in how I put in my seed phrase. I noticed that in the support chat with Hurricane Tap, many people experienced a similar situation. Yes, there is such a situation. It's very important to make sure that you make no errors, even in how you put in separate letters. And generally speaking, about Hurricane Tap and the situation that sometimes gaming tokens appear or disappear, guys, we know about everything. And before the end of September, we'll fix all of it and roll out a good bonus for all the early adopters who were involved in testing this Hurricane Tap. Second question, explain the regulations of the withdrawal for DEXNET tokens, because I have the wallet already. After filling in the application for the withdrawal, I went to the tech support. Only after that I could do withdrawal. Yes, we have security algorithms in the personal DEXNET cabinet, which does quick auditing, looking in the background of history of how those tokens appeared in your wallet. Then it's done automatically. If in some of the parameters for the withdrawal, if some of the parameters of the withdrawal is not in line with those filters, then we flag it red, and then its special security has to green light it. If you see that you put it on withdrawal and it is processed for hours, and it's already a lot because usually it's done quite quickly. If for a number of hours there is no withdrawal, then go to the tech support. Maybe you have been flagged as suspicious transaction. It's quite rare, but it might happen. It might happen with large amounts. Dmitry is asking next question. After the arrest of Pavel Durov in France, we are quite afraid for you and for the development of DEXNET because the governments of different countries require moderation of traffic. But in DEXNET, you don't have moderation of traffic, so you might be blamed for all terrorist crimes. And Torrent can also be blamed for all terrorist crimes. But see, Torrent is not of any interest to law enforcement because they don't affect as a mass media on our mindsets. Pay attention when all this story with different pandemics happened. Only in Telegram you could write whatever you could about that. All other media were blocking that information. They were writing only what had to be written. That's why so much attention was paid to Telegram. And I have personal subjective idea about that. That's my personal fantasy, what is happening now with Telegram and Durov. I think they decide to arrest him because of this simple reason, because they're preparing a new wave of new pandemics or something, and they want to exercise full control over Telegram. Galina from Latvia is asking next question. Please prolong the sale of lottery tickets for 50 euros. Yes, Galina, thank you for your suggestion. We'll think about it. Roberta from Italy is asking next question. Coins in Hurricane Tap is going to be traded 1-to-1 to DEXNET tokens? No, of course not. If the coefficient will be different, then what will it be? Let me explain how it's going to be. It's not going to be 1-to-1 because the emission of token DEXNETs is only 3 billion, and the same emission will be for DMC. In fact, DEXNET is going to be DNC. Consider it like the same token, but there will be BEP20 based DEXNET chain, and those tokens which you acquire now through Hurricane Tap, let's call them gaming points until they have been moved to blockchain, and they move to blockchain only when you withdraw them. They cannot be even called tokens or coins. They're just points. We don't know how many users we'll have in Hurricane Tap. We don't know how many billions or trillions or even more of those points will be tapped by our gamers. So what we do now, we are at the stage of making a decision what amount of DMC tokens will be prepared to exchange for all the tapped gaining points. And by the time of December 15th, we'll have a general idea how many points have been tapped and how many will be able to issue, and then we'll know the rate. But the idea is that there will be a rate, of course. You are not tapping some virtual points that something will happen with in future. You're tapping now digital points in your Hurricane tap, which for sure will be replaced for the coin with a coin that is already listed on the exchange, on a number of exchanges, which you can use to pay services, for services which has already been increased 5 or even 7, 6-fold for sure, since it's a listing on the exchange. It differs us a lot from all the existing tap games. Second thing, the tap game has been released not to launch an airdrop or something, but rather to test our blockchain. Whatever you tap in Hurricane Tap, you withdraw to your wallet on blockchain, and this transaction is very important for us. We don't really care how much you tap in your tap game. We want this withdrawal transactions. The more tokens you will have in blockchain, the more interesting for us. So that's why as soon as you tap, say, 100 tokens, withdraw all 100 right away. If you tap 2 tokens, withdraw the 2 points. Please withdraw them as frequently as possible. Create more transactions for blockchain. That's what we need now. Banda Khan from India is asking next question. I have paid $50 for mega giveaway, but I didn't get the ticket. Please check my account. Yes, Banda, please write to the tech support. They will help you with that. If you have paid for your giveaway ticket, first thing, that you don't get it instantaneously. It will take maybe a couple of minutes, because first they will process the transaction in blockchain. After that, they generate the ticket, and after that, it goes to your personal cabinet. It takes about 2 minutes. If within 2 minutes you haven't received your ticket, then write please to on the DEXNET.1 in the right below corner, chat of tech support, and describe that such and such transaction was done and you didn't get your ticket. And the guys will verify it and will send you the ticket. Islam is asking next question. Good evening. I would like to find out about the marketing campaign, in what format it's going to be organized and on what platforms. Igor, I delegate this question to you. And I'm going to drink some water now. Okay. Look, as far as marketing campaign is concerned, in fact, it has been launched already. Even if we look at it from the outside, that we have such a giveaway where the main prize costs $400,000, I know what else can be done, how much more budget should be spent on the marketing. This is one of the things that was launched as a marketing, where people get together around this giveaway and they start creating community around it, start uniting around this. Secondly, we are preparing also, and we're communicating, we are in negotiation with different exchanges, with different blockchains, with different other companies who we're going to partner with. And those companies are going to speak on our behalf as well. It's happening behind the scenes. Another thing, another information thing for us, where you could provide some feedback. You see how it was in the beginning. Now it's our social media, much more fun and cool things, more colorful, and they're going to be even more cool and fun in future. And that's our strategy and expectations. In the same manner, I'm not going to jump ahead of myself, but we have other strategies of how we're going to work with other interesting people, such as athletes, famous athletes, maybe famous soccer players, and so on. we're preparing all of that. We have set ourselves a small rule to first do this and then show it to you, because if we make an announcement too soon, then you will keep asking the same question, when, and where. Let us first prepare it, and then you will learn it first if you follow our news. But before December this year, you will learn many new things. But on December, at the actual anniversary event, you will see what we have been working throughout all this time. It wasn't like that we're launching a marketing campaign or something, or instead we're just not doing anything, watching it go. No, we're working every day. We're trying to make sure that whatever we're saying, whatever promises we make, we keep them, and we do our best to make it happen. And the way I see it, that's exactly what is happening here, one step at a time. That's why I'd say everything is in process. You see that token has increased in price, and it is going to keep growing, and there will be more community interested in it. Each time we see new people coming in. Quite recently, some guys came in who want to list it at a new exchange. They want to do it almost for free. But we still are watchful about that, because we are going to choose the best exchanges, because we're not interested to be listed everywhere. So it's the work in progress. A lot of things are being done behind the scenes. We're not just wasting our budget on the promotion, and the marketing campaign is trying to make sure that we deliver additional value, but actual sales are done by marketing companies. We'll keep DEXNET developing like that. Just like Alexis said, that's high-tech company. We develop technology and services and products. We release them, we maintain them, but the marketing is done by marketing companies. But we also have our own controls over marketing that we include and put at good use. I hope I have answered your question. Yes, thank you, Igor. Elena from Ukraine is asking this question twice already about the large-scale marketing campaign in internet. I think Igor has answered this, so I'm going to skip this question because Igor has answered it already. Iskander from Antalya is asking next question. Tell us, please, in greater detail about the partnership program. There are a number of levels with different amounts. What do they mean? Iskander, look, marketing partnership programs are handled by marketing companies. The partnership program that we have launched in DEXSafe is going to be removed from there because it's not linked to marketing companies, and there is a total desynchronization. So it doesn't make sense to learn anything about that because everything is going to be handled by marketing companies. Pavel Vavrik from Czech Republic is asking the next question. Can you please explain the partnership program about DEX Mobile and why is it organized through promo code from DEXSafe, or is there a linkage somewhere? Don't forget it, drop it, Pavel. Just like I said, we're going to redo it totally, and all partnership programs are going to be handled by marketing companies only. Okay, a question from Kazakhstan. The credit, how long are you going to keep crediting tokens? It means what you mean by that. Throughout the whole life cycle of the DEX node, there are two formats of crediting of DEX nodes. First is like airdrop, like blocks. That is what's happening with constant reduction of the number of credited tokens. And the second thing is the distribution through sold services, which exist owing to our DEX nodes. So while services are being used, tokens are going to be credited. Alex is asking next question. When will I be able to stake tokens in the wallet? Very good question. I will take it a bit later. We'll prepare ourselves for that functionality. But now it's important to put all our services in order and synchronize them with 3 very different marketing companies. This is quite a tall order for us, but we already have a solution. So our top priority now is this. After that, we'll start handling exclusively the improvement of services and the integration of additional options, including the staking. Pavel from Ukraine is asking next question. Reserve pool has been postponed to the 13th block. This is the income from the marketing strategy that was originally approved by... So you're like abandoning the marketing strategy that was originally approved by auditors means that auditors were wrong and you shouldn't trust them. No, it's the other way around. It means that we, by observing what is the ultimate goal of absolute majority of buyers and clients, why absolute majority of clients are buying our DEX notes, unfortunately not to become part of the global technology, but exclusively to, I don't like this word, to get that investment paid back as fast as possible. And then they start asking questions, what is the payback period for DEXNet? Nobody's looking at services. That's when the real business will start. People see the model of how to make a quick buck to get credited tokens through airdrop, and they think that's it. Although it is described in white paper, and I've mentioned it many times, and Igor described it, and heads of marketing companies keep talking about this. But people hear only what they want to hear. We understand that partially it can also affect the sales of our DEX nodes. It was our decision to postpone from 24th to 13th block to bring closer the moment when we'll start paying tokens from services. That is why it's not that auditors were wrong. No, auditors were not wrong. We just want to make it quicker, because what auditors showed to us would happen quicker. That's our main driving purpose. Another thing to add here, guys, you shouldn't forget that we have moved it to the 13th month, but the auditing was done considering the 2 services only, and considering only 2 services. And we mentioned that it is originally it was for 24th months, but we don't have only 2 services. We have many more of them, and soon more of them will be launched, and you'll see 3, 4, 5 services which are already operational. We can use tokens, and the amount that we're originally counting in for the 24th months will be accumulated earlier than that, and that's the amount that we're going to distribute with you throughout all our users. This is great. Our income in tokens we could have kept to ourselves until 24th months, but we decided to take whatever has been accumulated in the 12 months, and we'll distribute 40% of that among the owners of DEX nodes. I think the logic works in a different direction. Here, we're doing it better for the benefit of our community. We're bringing closer to the moment what is described by the audit. Thank you, Igor. Alexandros from Norway is asking next question. Hello, my proposal. It's not a question, it's a proposal for early investors. Guys, now about investors. Out of investors, we have only Igor here, nobody else. We don't have no other investors. We have actually one other investor, and that's it. We have no other investors. We have clients, we have guys who buy DEX nodes and so on, who use our services. So let us be clear about the terminology. Okay, for early investors, those who have bonus tokens on the DEXFREEDOM platform, can they start using them? Can they start staking them when they will be buying the validation right? Those are DEXFREEDOM tokens. Those are not tokens that we can use. So I guess this is more like a proposal for the marketing company, not for us. I keep observing a situation when many people confuse marketing companies with DEXNet, or they put them all together, but they're different companies, different owners of those companies, everything is different, actually. Different jurisdictions, different people, different agendas, everything is different. I know, it's like coming to a supermarket. Okay, bad example. Or come to an expensive, great mall. And come up there with a proposal of and suggest what kind of milk to sell there. We're different people, different companies. Everything is different. The only thing that unites us is that the marketing companies have exclusive rights, and they promote only our technology. And for that, because of that, we have only 3 marketing companies, and we are not planning to expand that number. Now it's going to be quite profitable for the company. There won't be a possibility to pay tokens for staking. It's a fair bonus. For those people who put their trust into DEXNote, because I bought my DEXNote 1 year ago, some other guys bought it even earlier than that. Yes, thank you, Andres. In fact, the most difficult period was about a year or year and a half ago, when people were buying DEXNotes, which were not physically available then. That's when the questions had to be asked, like proof that it works, that it exists. Now there's no point in asking these questions because we're already on the market, already in services, and such questions like, is your chic an actor or something? They're so funny and stupid that makes no sense in taking them. Mikhail is asking next question: which number of tokens is generated by DEXNote depends on the block. According to our tokenomics, how many of them can be withdrawn? How many of them should be staked? Minimum 50 of them can be staked. You can stake more than 50, but no less than 50% for any specifically chosen period by you. Crypto card. Can I withdraw some cash from it? It's a virtual card. If you're using an ATM that works with PayPass, then you can withdraw cash, but everything depends on specific bank that owns the ATM where you'll be withdrawing cash. Generally speaking, I repeat, it's a virtual card. It makes sense to use it for trading operations like transactions in the supermarket when you bring your card to the terminal and pay for something. Alexei is asking next question. Hello. Would validators have a separate chat room? Yes, of course. Valdemar from Germany. When are you planning to sell the next batch of validators keys, and how much are they going to be? I will make this announcement a bit later, guys. Now we need to improve what has happened with those 500 keys that we have already sold, and then we'll have a general understanding how to move forward. Serik from Aliata is asking next question. Hello, I'm interested in the keys on September 1st. Which functions they will perform, and why DEXSafe is writing error, merchant error. There are two questions. Now about DEXSafe, I don't know why it's writing this error. It would be easier for me to answer it if you send a screenshot why there is such an inscription there. We had an error when we added money to the card with the replenishment of the funds on the card. Yes, this error has been corrected. So I think your question is no longer relevant. If it's still relevant for you, update the application. If the error is not gone, go to the tech support and we'll help you with that. Andre is asking next question. Can you please summarize the sales of the first batch of validator keys? Are you happy with that? Which difficulties have you encountered, if any? Whether we're happy or not, it's too qualitative an analysis. It's hard to answer this question for us. It is just a stage. Of course, we're happy with each stage, no matter how it develops. Which difficulties we experienced? In fact, there were a lot of difficulties. First thing, not all the marketing companies could manage to test everything or what they tested because of some unknown reason, because of the big inflow of usage showed itself differently. From our side, from the DEXNet, what kind of difficulty we had? The difficulty was that we gave 15 minutes for the reserve of the key to receive payment from the user. How does that happen? Through API, we give to marketing companies the validator keys. Marketing companies generate a key for the payment, QR code to the wallet, and they're waiting for this payment for 15 minutes. Throughout all this 15 minutes, this validation key is reserved by the person who has called up that payment function, and within 15 minutes, it's not available for open sale to anyone. All the 500 keys were sold out in the first 1 minute, even quicker than that. It's just that I've updated browser at 7:01 p.m. and already all the keys available for sale have not been available. And there is such a thing that in the first 1 minute, people didn't understand what is happening, why there are no keys. Many people thought that there's some kind of error. Nobody could explain it, but it just happened that the demand was much higher than the supply, many times over than the supply. And as a result, the number of people who wanted to buy it was much greater than the number of keys available. That created some problems, but we have tested the market. We try to see who is ready, who is not ready for that. Now we are going to do some additional testing with those keys and DEX nodes, and based on that, we are going to make a decision which number of validation keys it makes sense for us to sell further. Yes, and there was another question in chat. If it is sold or not sold, all of them are sold out within this first 60 seconds. It's totally sold out. We just need to chase out some bugs. Otherwise, it's been totally sold out. It's very good news too, because all the people who are watching us now, they should understand how cool it is. It means that people find it very interesting. And we're going to keep promoting it and do it for you. It's great, really great. And I congratulate all the people who ended up in the first 500 number. Maybe later on it's going to be more expensive at other conditions, but all those people who wanted to end up in the first block, they could do it. Yes, thank you, Igor. Iskander from Antalya. I see that he is the most frequent questioner. Maybe he deserves a medal today for most frequently asked questions. Yes, quite interesting technical questions. Alexei, what conclusions you, as the DEXNET team, made after the sale of the validation keys? Were there any unexpectancies in the technical process? What are your impressions from the tech support side? Do you think now you would be able to repeat the same process without problems? Are there ideas to do similar stress tests just as tests? Thank you. Yes, thank you, Iskander, for your questions. The main thing here is that there are 3 marketing companies and 3 sale directions, 3 totally different technical solutions, 3 totally different technical teams, 3 different managers and bosses, everything. As a result, it increases 3 times the risk of any unexpected eventualities during the launch of a sale. Try to imagine we announce a new product. It is released within one company. Can some nuances happen? Of course. But try to imagine if 3 companies do this. That means there will be 3 times more nuances. So there is a general understanding why we experience some technical difficulties. There is an understanding how to next time make it reduce this number of problems. But again, nothing can be released without previous testing. And now I take it as a very good test for us. I take it as a test. Does it make sense to do such stress tests? Maybe it makes sense, but we want to do such stress tests in the constant functionality. The sale of validation keys is a one-time option. We have planned for the maximum sale of 3,000 keys. So it's highly likely that we'll sell less than 3,000 actually. So it's not a constant functionality. And we want to do stress tests on the functions that we will be using constantly. Okay, guys, the question before last, Artyom is asking it. How and at what cost are you going in future to attract more clients to buy DEX nodes without validation keys? If the rewards in blocks is minimal at best now, can you please provide a more detailed answer? In the same manner, guys, as with the sales of validation nodes of any blockchains which are issued on the released on the market, how can you calculate your benefits from that if you don't even know the average number of transactions? I don't think that Ethereum knew during the release that their validators are going to make $1.7 billion per quarter on the validation alone. I don't think they would think that they will have so many transactions or within this period of time. So it's business. I understand that many people are saying it's important to plan for this and so on, but I would like to look in the face of those people who would tell me that they have in their company fully described plans for the next 5 years and they stuck to those plans and never deviated from them. It's impossible by definition, because the world is changing with such a speed that it's super fast. And it's important not to be rigid here and follow stupidly this plan, but to be flexible. Even Darwin said, it's survival of the fittest, who can adapt themselves to the changes. I think we're quite adaptable here. That's why we stand high chance of survival. But if we followed only rigid plans without deviating from them, we wouldn't have survived for a year under the current circumstances. So when, according to your forecast, you're going to release next batch of validation keys? It's hard for me to answer this because we have to look at all the applications. We'll need to activate validation DEX nodes, see how they're processing it in DEXNet, and what capacity can be covered by 500 validators. After that, we'll understand when we'll sell the next batch of validation keys. Can you please allow the change of the passport in DEXNet? Yes, thank you, guys. It's a repeated question already. Thank you. Good luck to DEXNet. Go forward, DEXNet. Thank you, Artyom. I see it in the table. I will read it again. Arseny is asking next question. Then what is the main advantage if each person will have a DEX node from DEXNet? How the price of DEXNet is going to grow if it's going to be bought and staked only? I will answer your question. If they will only sell and stake it, then it will be difficult, to be honest. Because the token, which is not applicable and is used only as a speculation instrument, is doomed to some drops if it's not blown up as a bubble. But if it's token based on some applicability, independent of much it costs on the market, then I will be able to get it and pay for some useful benefit for me. Then this token is grounded in real growth dynamics. It's not a bubble. That's why we launch all those services that we have now in DEX Mobile, for instance. The mobile communication can be paid in DEXNet token. You can go and sell it on exchange or buy this communication tariff. And the same is true about the memory cloud. The main meaning here is that token is applicable means of payment because you get 20% discount when you pay with a token. You can create the demand because there is a 20% discount. When people will start seriously using such services, there will be a significant discount, especially when people will be buying the cloud space in big amounts. When you pay instead of $10, you save $2, but when you pay $1,000 and save $200, with time people want to understand this, and there will be demand constantly. I've used it. It makes more sense for me to go to the exchange and buy DEXNet tokens and pay with the DEXNet tokens. It will take just 1 minute for me. I will get a 20% discount. So that creates the demand, and there will be demand for the supply that will generate on the market. It's a closed cycle. That's how it is arranged in tokenomics, so that there will always be somebody coming in and trying to sell it. People will get these tokens, and there are people who use the services who want to get 20% discount. They help each other, and that creates stability for the token and the price of the market, which is important. Yes, thank you, Igor. Okay, guys, we have gone through all the questions from the file. Let's look at the chat now. So we've been online for 1 hour and 39 minutes. Okay, let's take a few questions and then we'll wrap it up. I'll take the final questions here from the end. Which 3 marketing companies, can you name them? Yes, I can name them. They're Profix, EvoMind, and Profix One. I'm sorry. We are using short names mostly. Yes, it's Profix One, it's EvoMind, and DEXFREEDOM. There are no other companies who sell you DEX nodes. Only these 3 marketing companies have exclusive rights. What is the difference between the KYC card and without KYC? That's a very, very good question. Asked by like KYC card means that you have to get your identity verified. The card without KYC, you don't need to get verified. That card is not linked to your name in any way. That's the difference. When are you planning to add more cards to DEXSafe? Guys, we're already working on it. We're not planning to add it. We're already adding them. Arthur is asking next question. On 500 DEX nodes for validation, how many operations are going to be validated per second? If 3 nodes can do 3,800 operations, that's what we want to find out, because it doesn't work the way we calculate it. It doesn't mean that we need to divide 3,800 by 3 and then multiply it by 500. To understand it in real life, we can only test for it. That's why we sold 500 validation keys. We'll connect them to testnet and see how it will increase our throughput capacity. But from my personal experience, even 3,800, nobody reached that limit yet. Ether can have 119, 120 transactions per second. There are never so many transactions to reach the threshold of 3,800, but we want transactions to be processed quickly. It's very important for me it to be processed quicker than a quarter of a second. 1 second is something that can be measured, but within our company, we have a quarter of a second as the main parameter. If we go beyond that limit, then we add new DEX nodes to expedite the transaction. Here we look not towards the expansion or extension of the throughput capacity of transaction, but rather the speed of transaction, which is a bigger, more important parameter for us. Alexei, tell us, please, why the withdrawal from DEXNet is not instantaneous. The withdrawal of tokens from DEXNet has been confirmed by mail. After that, I received an answer that soon the token is going to be withdrawn. I've been waiting for the 4th day. I haven't received tokens to my DEXSafe. Yes, please write to the tech support. I guess it also was flagged as a suspicious transaction. How secure is your DEX node? If you don't put it in water, if you don't pour boiling water over it, it's quite secure. There are no moving parts within DEX node. It has passive cooling system. That's why it's very secure. There is an update for Android for DEXSafe, and there is DMC there. I'm trying to withdraw from Huracan to Safe. Super, very good. Thank you, Dmitry. Are you planning in the marketing companies to sell DEX nodes for DEXNet tokens? A bit later, much later. It's too early to discuss it because it's quite dangerous, because payments in the marketing companies are going to be done in tokens also. And then you'll have so much token on hand, then you will be able to spend it for services. We'll go and sell it on the exchange. Then that will push down the price. So it's quite foolhardy step. So it's too early to speak about it. Alexei, can we put into DEXSafe directly the cards from the bank and not through the exchange? No, Vadim. Such sluices are quite dangerous, especially for DEX wallets. Yes, especially for DEX wallets. Yeah, for sure, we're not going to do that. While we don't see any safe options to do that. When will I be able to put in money from regular cards from the banking account to the DEX node? Yes, I've just answered that. Yes, it's clear then who would need the KYC card, because 99.99% of all the cards in the world are KYC cards. If you look into your wallet, I can guarantee if you have a plastic card from Visa or MasterCard, it's KYC card. Next, Alexei Igor, as always, great AMA session. Thank you very much. Take care. Thank you, Anastasia. And then why now DMC transaction from Huracan to DEXSafe is happening so long? It takes 0.25 seconds, but DEXSafe takes some money because there is some update not to overload it. That's why you will be able to see this transaction in the Explorer. DEXNet.chain.com, go to the Explorer section, and you will be able to see all the transactions in real time. And you will be able to see your transaction right away. It's just that you need to update your data in the wallet not to create too much pressure. What else of interest? Our tech support is, they thank our tech support. Yes, thank you. Words of thanks. Okay, I think we have looked at most of it. If we start reading the words of thanks, there's another important element which we have just discussed, and it's already ready. Some things can be done quickly. Okay, guys, upon the request, and I guess many of you have friends. Now we have a new staking on DEXNET.1, which is called Islamic staking. This is done for those people who live in Islamic world. For such partners and clients, we have developed such staking. So such staking is available. You can see it when we'll enter the staking. You will see a button called Islamic staking. You can use it. It's a new piece of news that was released just yesterday. Yes, it's a very good piece of news. In Islam, everything related to percentage is haram. And among our community, we have a lot of friends who are Islamic, and it makes sense to provide this great opportunity to such people as well. Mikhail just wrote here, I enjoyed reading it. There was a big power surge, and almost all my equipment burned out with the exception of DEX node. That's an answer to your question whether DEX nodes are secure. There was a question about physical card, question asked by Ovi. Physical card will come, but a bit later, maybe next year, because this year we want to first test the virtual card to make sure that we have a number of different cards with different options. And then we'll look towards the physical card, but that will happen in 2025, I guess. I see 20 more questions here that guys put into Q&A section. Okay, let's take a couple of them. Hello, when are you going to reduce the limit for the withdrawal of tokens from this is not the first question like this, and people were writing to tech support about this. We're going to reduce this limit, or maybe we'll think about some model with a commission, because the idea when you withdraw tokens on DEXNET, we pay for this in a commission in BNB, and the limit is set at such a level so that transaction is not loss-making for us. So we'll look in this direction. Now, if my tower is 80 kilometers from my house, will eSIM be connected? If I'm not mistaken, basic telecom stations cover about 30 kilometers around them. When is the next sales round? Okay, these are repeating questions. Okay, guys, I would like to thank everyone. Igor, thank you for your support in answering questions. I felt your moral support. It's very important. It's much more important than speaking. The feeling is mutual. Thank you, Alexei. Thank you for going the distance. Your skills can be manifested under such hardships. You did a great job. Thank you a lot. Thank you for answering all the questions. I'm sure it was interesting and fun for all. We have answered many questions that people had in their heads, and we tried to answer all of them. So guys, we'll see you next week. I'd like to thank you for being with us. I guess that was our room of 500 was full. So I'd like to thank everyone. And now we're getting ready for the next important event, for the giveaway and other things. Take my word for it. It's going to be top notch. So I highly recommend you being in Dubai on December 15th and see it with your own eyes. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Good evening. I would like to add one thing. I'm just observing how Igor is preparing that event. My spine is tingling when I see how it is drawn on the maps, where the stage is going to stand, where will be the bar, which show will be where, because there will be different shows. Very special. I've never seen such a show live, because I've seen many things in my life, but I haven't seen this show. Okay, you have intrigued our users greatly. guys, this is going to be super powerful. My strongest recommendations: do your utmost, and even more that you can do. Be sure you come to Dubai. Then can change your life over. There will be no more questions like prove that you can do this or do that. There will no longer be such questions. We'll remove all your doubts and suspicions. That's why we prepare such an event. Of course, we need to celebrate the first anniversary of the company. In 1 year, we have done so many things. We look at this and we cannot believe ourselves that so much has been done. That is why it's going to be super cool, super emotional, and super positive. That's why everyone is invited. Whoever wants to understand what's really happening with our company, you are invited to come to Dubai in December. Okay, Alexei, thank you once again. Good evening to all. Thank you, organizers. I'd like to thank the interpreter Nikolai for working with the English speakers here. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye.